From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Darrell W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, April 18th, 2016. Silver is trading at $16.25 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,241 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $429. Antiwar.com reports announcing an outdoor cabinet meeting in the occupied Golan Heights. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu demanded the international community recognize their military conquest of the Heights as a permanent territory change and accept the territory as Israeli. Israel seized the Golan Heights from Syria in 1967 and formally annexed the territory in 1981. The international community still views the Heights as part of Syria, and Israel has reportedly offered to return the territory to Syria as part of a broader peace deal in the past. Netanyahu's far-right government is averse to returning occupied territory in return for peace and has been moving to block any efforts by the international community to get them to end the occupation, reportedly furious about the idea that Syria's peace talks could mean the return of the territory. Netanyahu also pressed the U.S. on the matter back in November, though at the time the White House refused to recognize Israel's annexation, saying that doing so would harm the Syrian rebel factions by presenting them as being backed by pro-Israel interests. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co. UPI reports an evenly split Supreme Court will hear oral arguments on Monday challenging the Obama administration's program that allows undocumented immigrants to live and work in the United States without fear of deportation. Lawyers for the Republican leadership in Congress and several states will challenge President Barack Obama's actions on the immigration matter, just as they have health care and same-sex marriage. The Los Angeles Times reported the president's legal team will have to win over at least one of the High Court's more conservative justices. If the vote split, possible with the recent death of Justice Antonin Scalia, it would keep in place a Texas judge's order to block Obama's deportation relief plan from taking effect. The president, in November 2014, unveiled the centerpiece for his second term, executive action to allow millions of undocumented immigrants to come out of the legal shadows in this country. WGNO ABC reported the Texas court put the brakes on the plan, sending it to the Supreme Court. The 8 justices will hear from 26 states and the House of Representatives that are challenging the president's action. At issue is whether the president has the power to extend such temporary relief from deportation and offer work permits to immigrant parents of U.S. citizens or lawful residents. In a written brief, Republicans said Obama's order is a threat to the constitutional system because if he can defy Congress and change the law by himself, the nation has abandoned its bedrock of constitutional principle. States call the executive action an extraordinary assertion of executive power. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports one of the pivotal issues in the closely watched battle over President Barack Obama's executive action on immigration to be argued before the U.S. Supreme Court on Monday is the rather banal subject of the money Texas pays for driver's licenses. To bring the case and have legal standing, the state of Texas, the lead plaintiff in the case, must show that it has been hurt in some way. In its filing, Texas argues that it would take a hefty financial hit for processing driver's licenses for immigrants in the country illegally whose deportation would be deferred under Obama's executive action. The Texas Attorney General's office said Obama's action would cause a spike in driver's license applications, thus making those licenses much more costly to issue. But the number cited by Texas in its claim far exceeded what the state currently pays annually for all of its driver's license services. If the Supreme Court finds that Texas lacked a sufficient injury to sue, the case ends there and Obama wins. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.